Well, we've got some breaking news. The Clash at Bowman has been postponed until now Monday. Are we surprised? No. The Weather Channel has been telling everyone and their mother that the most historic storm in U.S. history was headed directly for Bowman Gray. But NASCAR goes, we got our blowers, we got our shovels, we'll be okay. We're not okay. We're not okay. Here we are. Here is a live look-in at Bowman, probably like an hour or so ago, where the whole thing is just covered in snow, which, look, Saturday was anticipated, okay? But now it appears that, obviously, the amount and the intensity of it made NASCAR act immediately and go, hey, we can't get this thing cleaned up, or people here within the next 24 hours, so we're going to go ahead and move this thing until Monday, which is just par for the course. And look, I said this in a previous video. Hopefully we get the rain/sleet/snow/weather delay that typically affects the Daytona 500. If you know, you know, out of the way. And I'd be okay with that. Usually the class, because it's been in LA for the last 4 years up until last year, has been perfect. It doesn't rain in LA, so they don't have any weather delays over there. So we haven't had any of that. Now here we are, we move it to Bowman, and we have this issue. Now, obviously, there was a lot of conversations earlier in the week. We spoke about it here on this show about Monday or Tuesday. Like, should they move it? Should they go elsewhere? And I think the only thing that I was taking into consideration were the fans, right? Because those are the ones who bought tickets. What do they do? How do they, if they are planning to watch it? But now their day is going to be messed up anyways. But it's neither here nor there. This is NASCAR's problem. I'm kind of bummed that I have to wait till Monday now to see some NASCAR, and 6 o'clock's a weird time slot, but it is what it is. They are working on it. This was a video dropped, or pictures, I should say, dropped not too long ago of showing now the cleanup that is happening on Bowman Gray. Again, I still feel like they're behind. Kyle Busch tweeted out that he's snowed in, and I think that was my bigger concern of, look, you can clear the course off. Like, that's a small factor. There's a way bigger issue at line here. The roads, ice on the roads, people getting to and from the track, not to mention the haulers, the cars, like all of that was another factor that I was asking, or at least wondering about headed into today. But listen, I'm not a weatherman. I just yell opinions and work from there. So here is the updated schedule. Headed into Monday. Parking lot opens at 9 a.m. again, because we haven't had any type of qualifying or anything happening thus far, which was supposed to happen today. Then, of course, the 2 races happening tomorrow night, which now all of it has been canned. So 9 a.m. parking lot opens. 9:30, we've got the off-site shuttle, which will be interesting to see how quickly they get all the roads cleared up for that. But maybe they must feel confident with the new weather update, since now the snow has fallen. The gates open at 10. The Cookout Clash at 11 a.m. Then the Cookout Clash, the last chance qualifier, right? So the practice and qualifying will be at 11 a.m. Then a few hours will go by, and at 4:30 they'll have the last chance qualifier, which usually is aired. I don't have the TV schedule yet. I'd imagine that's either been posted or will be posted here shortly. So if you're not following NASCAR, those channels on Twitter, be sure to check those out. Hopefully, more than likely, if I had to guess, it'd be pushed probably to FS1 instead of the original spot where it was supposed to be on Fox. But neither here nor there. We'll find out as soon as it will, and if it does pop up, we will discuss it. I do want to talk about this, though. This was released just yesterday, I believe. This is the new highlight video for this season, headed into the new era of NASCAR, the new chase, if you will. And the hype is through the roof. The excitement is like no other. This video did a phenomenal job of capturing its star racers, your up-and-coming racers as well. Carson Hocevar leaned into his chaos identity that he's really ran into last year. Obviously, Connor Zillage is going to be one of the most hottest names in NASCAR. It's always great when you have, in my opinion, NASCAR is a very healthy place right now. Sports go through these ebbs and flows where you've got a great core of elite guys that are in their prime, that are really good, that make it competitive. Not just 1 or 2 guys are dominating. There's a nice, healthy rotation between 3, 4, maybe in a 5th guy. Then that middle group, you always kind of feel like they have a chance. They're really good. They're up and coming. They're growing. They're getting better. Those are the guys that are going to kind of be your new veterans moving on. So there's a healthy transition there. And then the youth of it. That's always the big key thing, is like, who are some new exciting guys to come into it? Ty Gibbs carried a lot of excitement headed into it. Wasn't a lot of people's favorites. I was a fan of him. I like the way that he is, but he's kind of daddy's or grandson's little boy, so it didn't rub people the right way, if you will. But he's kind of grown into his own. Carson Hocevar, the fans love him. Maybe the NASCAR, his peers not so much because of how he races, but he has taken over NASCAR in what he has done for the fan base and bringing some rejuvenation to it. And then, of course, Connor Zilic is probably one of the most highly anticipated rookies in a decade, right? Carson Hocevar really kind of burst onto the scene once he hit the market, but the hype behind Connor is there's true a feeling that this, I mean, maybe I'm just high on the Zilic sauce, but I feel like if he can go wins a couple of road courses, find himself in some of these ovals, he might be fighting for that last spot there, that 16th spot, which we're going to do a video about here soon about who I believe will be in your top 16. It could be interesting. I think I might be reaching there for old Connor Zilch, but there's just the way that he raced last year. You wonder if it's going to translate. Again, Ty Gibbs had a phenomenal year his last year before he came to the Cup Series, and it did not translate into the same mold. So, look, I'm probably going to do a little too high on my high horse, but it's always fun when you've got young talent like that will be bringing a lot of eyeballs. And again, with them changing it to the chase, there is a ton of excitement, a ton of anticipation. It's awesome to see NASCAR getting back to its roots in a way and really capitalizing on what it's supposed to be. So I'm excited. The season's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for it. I was really hoping we have some NASCAR to talk about today and tomorrow with obviously the qualifying for the Clash that was supposed to happen. And then, of course, the racing tomorrow. But we don't. We've got to wait till Monday, and then we'll have a week off, and then we are rocking. We are boots on the ground, rocking and rolling for Daytona 500. And not to mention, that truck series is going to be absolute just cinema. You've got, of course, Travis Pastrana, Tony Stewart, Carson Hocevar is joining the mix. Graham McDowell's joining the mix. I think J.J. Yealy. There is some big-time hitters. And I was talking with Pops about, like, we got to go to this race, big man. We got the smoke returning. We got Pastrana. I got my boy Carson Hocevar up in that thing. Or we gonna we watch the truck series? We go on Thursday. We're taking the little one. I'm taking my man to go see Thursday the Gatorade Duels, which are an absolute blast, which I think are also going to be an absolute hit with the star talent and the up and coming talent that are finding the ways to race themselves in from that point of view. So the Gatorade Duels are going to be the most exciting in quite some time. I got some videos going to be dropping here here late. One, we're going to talk about free agency at the end of this year, some drivers that are up for grabs at the end. And then also, I could be wrong on this, but we're going to have a whole conversation about it. Should they move Daytona, the Pepsi 400, I still call it, back to the middle of the summer? When they moved it to the end of the year, it made sense because you're kind of the win you're in. That race was chaos. It made sense. Now that the win and in is kind of gone, that last end of the year race where you could have fireworks, it may not be there. Do you find another track to play in there? Listen, love me some Atlanta. That'd be a hell of a track to throw at the end there. Just thoughts. Just thoughts. We'll talk about it. It'd be great for another video. And then, of course, we'll do our power rankings, our prediction for the top 16. So if you guys are enjoying the content, love what you're seeing, drop a comment down below. Say, hey, we love it. Also, drop a comment down below. What would you like to hear me discuss, talk about, etc.? And smash the like button, subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subs. I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.